Well, I took many takes, and I hope this one will be okay. I'm going to do the 20 minutes right here. Oh, earlier, what I just said is good morning, friends, everyone in Hmong. And as I started the timer, I tried to make this video several times. I also made videos yesterday night, but good thing I didn't upload it because wow, I was slurring my words like no other, and I was just drifting in and out. I was so tired. Because I was thinking if I go home, at least there's no cars around. I won't, get upset, from people parking near me or playing loud music, revving their engine, or just walking by my car and starting to talk on their phone or to people. Oh yeah, the reason why I'm here and I'm doing this video in the morning, which is 9:11, it's probably too small, is because I was surprised the owner of the house, she just came in and left the house for the day. Yay. That means I don't have to, film the 20-minute videos at the park, because I say 20-minute videos, but it doesn't take 20-minute videos. Sometimes it take an hour or longer. It's because of people, you know, the music, they could play, music that are copyrighted, and, YouTube don't play when it comes to that stuff. So I did write things down, and let's talk about it. So I want to talk about a hard reset and also a soft reset, and about Opus, because some of you that are watching probably seen I mentioned Mr. Opus and Opus Junior. Mr. Opus was my gray Prius V, and then Opus Junior, the white Prius V, but I'll get into that. About the hard reset, and I'm just sharing my experience, because it is 20-minute video of sharing my thoughts, that if anybody viewing this video has never traveled out of the state before or traveled out of the country, I highly recommend that you do, because wow, our life is so short. I even in scripture, it was compared to like grass where it will just wither away. And we're here, we're supposed to, enjoy life, not work like consistently. Also take breaks and, smell the roses, right? But there are people I've encountered in their old age, never been, out of the state. I'm in the United States, so, and the USA is really huge. Just going to different cities, you'll see different personalities, different culture. So when you go out to a different state, it's just, wow, totally different. And especially if you have the opportunity to go out of the country, then you know what I mean. Like, for example, like when I, going to Vietnam, that's, the place I love and enjoy going. But also checking out, Korea, Taiwan, Mexico, just being around a totally different crowd, people, different mindset, different culture. It's very interesting. It's very refreshing. And especially if you're having trouble here in the States, I mean, I'm just sharing my experience. It may not work for you, but I'm just showing how it works for me. Is when I come back to the States, I'm able to tackle the problems I have differently, or whatever issue it is, because I'll have a fresh mindset, and I wouldn't really think the same way. I would think, how can I do something else to this situation, problem, or whatever obstacle it is. And majority of the time, if not all, it works, and it works out even better. So I bring this up because before I used to travel to Vietnam every 2 years, and every 2 years when I get back from Vietnam, when I get back here to the States, my mind will be fresh. I'll find out things to improve myself, be even better. And on top of that, I was able to handle, sorry for my word slurring, I was able to handle people better, even negative people. So if they had like a crappy day and they just unloaded off people, and if that unfortunate people happened to be me, I would be able to be okay with it. I could just rub it off. Pretty much, I would how should I say, I don't take things personal that easily when I'm refreshed, coming from Vietnam. I'm more open-minded. I'm more open-minded and more chill and more observant than, you're reacting. I'll just kick back and like, oh, okay, I could see maybe, it's not what I think it is. But yeah, because right now I have not traveled to Vietnam. It's been about 5, 6 years, and wow, I am stressed out like no other. I have like tunnel vision, and it's very difficult, to navigate to other obstacles because, I think because of comfort, I don't want to see things differently. Who knows? But that is the hard reset that I'm talking about. And about that tunnel vision, I'm going to bring that up. That's on the soft reset. So if you never travel out of the state, if you're from the States or if you're from, I guess, any part of anywhere in the world, just travel to a different city, like far away. Of course, do your research first and just experience the people. Because even like I'm in California, if I go up to Northern California, the mindset, the people, the cultures is different, even though we're in the same state. Because originally I'm from up there, we call it the Bay Area. And I'm originally from there, and I lived like my youth all the way to high school there. And down here, this is when I did my college and life. And let me tell you, the people very different. They are very different. You could just drive on the road and you'll see like people up there, they'll honk, they'll let you know. People down here, they don't honk or anything, they just cut you off. You know what I mean? Or instigate. It's very two different mindset. So I highly encourage you get out of the state, or better yet, travel out of the country, especially if you're having like stress, having a lot of things going on. It's a good way to have a reset. Of course, I would say start small, 2 weeks, because I had to get used to it. Because when I wasn't used to it, I thought 2 weeks was a long time. I thought it was a long time. But when I start traveling more, then I realized, wow, I need more time. Then it became a month, then 2 months, then more than that. But then I couldn't do it because, the funds that much. Yeah, 2024, I was supposed to go to Vietnam, but I wasn't supposed to because the Father of Heaven commanded me to learn the Hmong. And when I go back to Vietnam, it's not meant for me to have fun. I was supposed to meet my helpmeet, which is a wife. For it is written, it is not good for a man to be alone. And plus, I think many things opportunities are being withheld from me because I'm not really obeying the Father of Heaven, even though I claim to love him. But I'm not doing what he's saying, so that's not really love. Wow, I just realized I've been in denial. Wow, I gotta fix that. I gotta fix it right away. And now I want to talk about the soft reset, the importance of having someone you could trust that you could talk to. It could be either a family or a friend. I saw this on my other comment, and it's true. You need someone to connect. Don't be grouchy all the time. Don't lose, connection, because it's not really good to go, at life alone, especially if you're going through a lot of problems. You need people. You need different perspective. And as I mentioned, how I didn't, have that hard reset. You need that soft reset. And I want to share a story. When I was working at, I think, this electric company, I was doing the mailroom, and it's the government, so there was a lot of mail, a lot of mail coming in, and it was at that time it was so difficult to find a job. I forgot when this was, 5 or 10 years ago, or more than that, I forgot. And I've been sending applications out like from 5 to 10, 15 applications a day. And I also went to jobs on foot, just asking, hey, do you have any job opportunities right now? I could do anything. Even those there was a lot of people who says, oh, you're overqualified. I was like, I don't care if I'm overqualified. I just need anything, please. And like, oh, right now we kind of got somebody. It's like, all right. So when I got that job, my plan, my mindset was to do my best, so that the company will see that I'm an asset, or just someone worthy to be kept. And I got that job through a temp agency, and I applied to many temp agencies at that time too. Just I was trying to get anything because I had bills to pay. And I landed that job, and I was so happy. But the people there, right when I got there, I've been hearing stories, from other people, that there was a group of people that would get, temps fired. And when I say temp, it's called temporary worker for the agency. They would hire people for that company, and if the company doesn't like them, they don't have to deal with paperwork and firing them. It will just be the temporary agency that will handle the temporary worker for that company. So I was a temporary worker, and I've been hearing people, the temps would get fired, left and right. They wouldn't last for, like for 2 weeks, like more than two. Nothing, no one would last more than that. But I was there for a month. But let me tell you, it was hell. Those people, they tried to sabotage me. They set me up for failure. They taught me the wrong things. These were just like exceedingly cruel people, and they were a band. And it gets to you when people, they just call you names when they show you the wrong thing, and they say, oh, you're stupid. Just they're just trying to make me look bad. They're destroying my character. But I held my peace. How did I hold my peace? It's because I had a friend that I could trust, and he was a doctor, and I have really high respect for him because it looks like he's been through life. He's much, much older than me, and so I listened to his words very clearly. And I remember telling him about my problems, because I don't really, trust my family because they'll use it against me. And that's why it's important. If you can't trust your family, have a friend that you could trust. And I told him, what was going on. And I remember looking at his face. He looked puzzled and he looked pissed. It was like, wow. And then he asked, "Are they Filipino?" And I was puzzled. I was like, yeah. How did you know? I didn't even mention their race or anything. Then I remember him looking like, oh no, oh no. And I remember him, sitting me down and saying, I want you to listen to me, clearly. It was like a heart-to-heart talk, and because he was Filipino, and I remember he told me, he was like, okay, these people, there's the reason why they're at and where they are. I want you to be above them. I don't want you to treat them how they treated you. I want you to be more than that. I want you to start applying for jobs. I don't want you to focus on this job thinking you could stay there long. I want you to focus on sending out more applications. And he knew. He's like, I know it's very hard, but I want you to, strengthen up and hold your peace. Don't treat them the way they treat you. Do your best, and just just keep saying that application. And at that time, I didn't have that. When the things he was mentioning, I didn't think about the things that he was saying, because I already sent hundreds and hundreds of applications in a month. It took me like, I think, a month or something, or more than that, to actually get a job, because I was seeking jobs And the government at the time was saying, oh, there's so many jobs. But that was like, I think it was BS. They're just, because I think there was some incentive to say that if they're hiring, then they'll get some sort of incentive. I think, I forgot how it went. So there was a lot of, I don't know how you call it, ghost jobs, like jobs that say that they have openings, but they really don't. And yeah, I took heed. I listened to him, the the doctor friend, and wow, it worked. It it worked. I had a, you know, I had to put it up. I was there for like a month or probably more than that, or probably even 2 months. I remember I hated coming there, but I did exactly what he said during that time. Even though they called me names, they sent me, they went by my machine, the mill machine, they start mixing things up. I saw them, I confronted them, but there's no point because they're a group. And yeah, it was pretty bad, but I did exactly what the doctor friend said. I kept my peace. I'm like, oh, I did my best. I didn't even fight with them. Like, oh, I screwed up. Let me, fix that. Even though they caused it, you know what I mean? Let me fix that. I just held my peace. I was very peaceful, cordial. Even though they, said some bad names, I was like, all right, whatever I did, my bad. I didn't mean it. Even though I didn't do anything. Sorry, it's cold. And I was able to get a better job, and they were all shocked. They were all shocked because I think one of them even said like, "You're the only one that's leaving the job. Usually people they get fired. They get fired." I think the reason why I had that job so long until I was able to get another job, and it was a data entry job, like woohoo, it even paid more. So it was like a kickback job. And that job, the reason why I didn't have that job anymore because it was outsourced. You know what I mean? It was outsourced to different countries as a data entry at the time, and it was cheaper to, I think, outsource the job. But during that time, all those workers, they were treating me bad. All of them were shocked. And I think some of them were sad that I was leaving. I was like, why are you sad? Aren't you the one that called me names? Of course, I didn't say that. I was just surprised, like, oh, man. Because, the last day, they bought a lot of stuff. They had a potluck. Like, they decided to have a potluck before I leave. And it was pretty big. They brought a lot of food. And yeah, I was so grateful to have that connection because if that friend doctor, if he did not sit me down and told me the things he did, I would have believed that job was the only job, and I probably been like the other workers, just trying to do my best and getting fired in the end. And that's why it's good to have someone you could trust that they could open your mind to a different path. Because at that time, I only saw that one path, just working there the best I can, even though I received so many hate. And yeah, so that's the soft reset. So there's the hard reset, travel out. The soft reset, you have someone that you could trust to talk to. That'd be a really good idea. I'm just sharing my experience. It could be different for everyone. And the last one is about Opus. Do I have time? Oh my gosh, I have 1 minute. Okay, Opus is the doctor friend's dog. He's a French Bulldog, and my goodness, I remember the first time I seen it because he asked me to babysit him or dog sit, not babysit, dog sit. And wow, that thing was so ugly. I was like, why would you get this dog? Why wouldn't you get like a retriever, a Labrador retriever, or perhaps even a Chihuahua? I mean, look at that face. It's like squished in and huge eyeballs and a big upper chest and teeny little ball-ass feet. Like, that was such a strange looking dog. But that dog became one of the best parts of my life. That dog has such a personality. You know, you know, that's why I don't ever judge a book by its cover. Because Mr. Opus, he was the cutest thing ever. I call him Poopy Poos because he went restroom a lot, even though after he ate, he left a load, and then out of nowhere, he would drop another huge load. I mean, his poop, pretty much. And I remember constantly cleaning it up. But what I really loved about him, okay, time's up. What I really loved about him was, I think his ability, I think, to understand, because during that time, I was working at that job where people were treating me very poorly, very badly. They were very cruel to me. And, I think Mr. Opus, or Opus, I think he's able to detect that, and he would be very mischievous, and he would give me hell. Like, he would start destroying stuff, and I would have to run around the house and chase him. And I realized, I think he did that just as a distraction to get my mind off, work. I would be very mad at him, but then, I would see him, then he'll get all cuddly and playful and start, playing. Then I realized, oh, wow, did he, snap me out of, my sadness and gloom? Probably did. He did that so many times, and I really loved him for it. I think he had the ability to understand people, how, there's something's going on. He was able to snap me out of it. Maybe I should post pictures of him, because I have a lot of pictures of him. I think also videos of him sleeping on top of me. Before, he slept on top of my face, but I didn't really like that, because he was breathing and it was tickling him. His whiskers were tickling me all the time, and even that he knew. So he started sleeping on my belly or by my feet. Such an adorable dog. I miss him so much. He's gone. He's been gone for like, I think, 10 years now. But I still remember him. I missed him a lot. There are times randomly I would say, I miss you, Mr. Opus. I miss you. I don't think there'll be no other Frenchie Bulldog like that guy. He had such a character. But that's all I have for this video. I hope it's enjoyable. If it is, please help me out with either a like, comment, share, subscribe if you really enjoy the content. And if you have watched my video all the way through, I pray that the Father of Heaven will give you the best day ever, that He will protect your peace and grace you with lots of love. And until the next video, the Father of Heaven willing, hallelujah, and Sinji Dua.